Hello, welcome to a 20 minutes lower body Pilates session. We're going to get started, super quick and easy, go right through it. So mostly focus on our hamstrings and our glutes because that's what we all want. So I'm going to go ahead and start warming up our ankles. Fun, not so fun thing to know, your ankles are the first thing to age. So if you're ever taking a Pilates class with me, just know we're going to warm up our ankles always. So I'm going to my hands on my hips. Find that alignment. Hips underneath those ribcage. Last two ribs knit together. Belly button pulled into your spine. And as I'm going to lift my heels, find that pec as I'm going to press my weight to my big and second toe, but I'm pushing through all 5 toes. My weight's just forward. I'm going to send those heels back down. So as I feel that little tap, they lift. Turn over and lift. We're going to go all in all about 15 to 20 seconds here. Just so we warm up those ankles. You must lift. Bring it back in. Take a second, think about your shoulders over those hips. Think about your ears, they're lifting up to the top of the ceiling. You're real tall from where you're moving, always. Take that lift, bring it back in. Knees are pulled up into the top of your thighs. Reach them all the way up, drop it back down. You're almost there for 2 and 1. I'm gonna step a little bit wider, bring my heels just right into those shoulders. My hands are gonna come into my chest. I'm gonna sink my weight back into my heels, stand all the way up. My weight is back, my toes are slightly lifted. As I send my hips back, my chest just follows wherever my hips go. That's gonna keep my spine in perfect alignment. Send it all the way back, bring it all the way in. All the way back, bring it all the way in. Now here, I don't have a band on me, but right out the gate, if you want to start with the band, you are more than welcome. All the way back and lift. For 2, we're just gonna add that calf raise in. So I'm going to sink my weight back. I'm going to press my hands by my side to help myself lift. I'm going to take everything back and lift. Everything goes back, lift all the way up, all the way back, and lift. Keep pressing. Last 3, and 2, and 1. And my ankle's good, my quads are good, starting to mix my glutes. Take a little turn to the side so you can see my floor. My hands are going to come behind my head. Heels still underneath of those hips. I'm going to take my hips back and my chest falls forward. Find a nice good morning stretch. Squeeze it back up. Find that reach and lift. Keep that core strong. Again, my shoulders always stay in that line. And squeeze lift. So now I'm trying to eccentrically load these hamstrings, which means as you stretch, you're adding tension or weight onto that muscle. And what that means for you is you get to create longer, leaner muscles this way. Sink back, take those hips up for 4, last 3, and 2, and 1. Find that small pulse. Pulse, pulse, lift. Pulse, pulse, lift. I'm just gonna go for 3, almost 6 total with that pulse for 2, and 1, all the way back, bring it all the way up. My hands are gonna come into my chest. I'm gonna center my weight back out. Come back facing towards you. Take that step forward. Now I'm just gonna think about my heel. I'm gonna take a lunge. My heel goes back in line with the crown of my head. As I do so, that left hip stays tucked forward. I'm gonna drop it down, press it all the way up. Drop it down and lift. Again, you have that band on. You feel that nice burn. So I'm dropping down from my tailbone, so we lift into the crown of my head. I'm not letting this left hip lie back at all. I just feel a nice stretch down the top of my quad the whole time. Drop it down, lift it all the way back up. Drop it down, lift it all the way back up. All the way down. Lift. Then try to burn out this right side before we switch out sides for 2. And 1. Now start to bring your lower core. As I lift, I'm going to shift my weight over to my right. Using my left side of that core to pull that knee up. Drop it back. That lunge, squeeze lift, drop it back, find that lunge, squeeze lift, send it all the way back, and lift, pulling from my lower abs here, add my weight all through my foot in my right side, lift it up, bring it back in, squeeze lift, bring it back in, for 2, and 1, then do something kind of small pulse, 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 lift, pulse, pulse, make it a little challenging, arm reach overhead, pulse, pulse, and lift. Arms are just another thing to keep in line with you, and lift, 2, and 1, and squeeze lift. So stay where you are. I'm going to turn myself around to take a quarter turn. You can stay where you are. I just want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So now we're putting that into your chair. Now we're going to work behind ourselves. So I'm going to still take that lunge. I still want to take my arms overhead. I'm going to drop it back. See how my hips are tucked. I have that stretch down that quad. I'm going to shift my forward. So I'm shifting my weight, taking that little raise behind myself. See how my knee doesn't look out. Keep that there. Take that lunge. Keep my hips parallel to the floor. Weight shifts. Bring it all the way back. Exhale to lift. And inhale to sink it back. Exhale as you press. Inhale as you sink it back. Going for about 8 to 12. Drop it all the way back. And lift. Take your time. My cues are just suggestions. I'm gonna finish up one more time with that small pulse. We're gonna pulse, pulse here. And then pulse, pulse, send it back. And go just for about 8. Pulse, pulse, send it back. Take that reach, lift, lift, send it back. Get it here, reach, reach, bring it in, 2 or more. Pulse, kick, kick, bring it in. Last time, keep those hips square to the floor. Bring it all the way in. Step it up, bring it all the way up. Now we're getting ready to do it all on the other side. I'm gonna take that right leg, send it back, arms reach overhead, drop that knee down to the floor, press my hands through, take that knee, lift it up, try to keep that knee just right in line with your hip, drop it back, take that lunge, squeezing through my lower abs as I lift, all the way back, lift it all the way down. Again, you have 8 to 12 here, and then we'll finish it with 8 pulses. Inhale, send it back, exhale to stand. Don't forget about your breathing. That is the one thing that you can't control is your breath. So make sure you think about it. The next time I drop back, I'm gonna take that pulse lower, little lift, lower, squeeze to my center, drop it back, little pulse, squeeze, lift, about 6 more. Where's your breath? Where can you use it? With that right hip and right that left. Dropping down into the lift into the front of your head. 2. Last one. You can stay where you are. I'm gonna take that quarter turn so you can see me a little bit better. Now I'm gonna work behind myself. Arms gonna stay reaching overhead. I take that lunge back. I'm gonna press my weight forward. Kick that weight behind me. Try to correct my hips up, back down to the floor. Take that lunge. Take that lunge. Arms go back. Drop it all the way back down. I don't have anything going on, especially my ankle here. Just keeping it relaxed where it is. Take that lift for that glute engage. I have a slight bend the whole time for that left knee. Once you finish about 8 to 12 here, and take it into that pulse, push through. Pulse, pulse, squeeze lift. Pulse, pulse, squeeze lift. Halfway. Last 3. Keep pressing up through that left heel. If your glutes on fire, good. Last one, pulse, pulse, and lift. Bring it all the way in. Turn yourself around. Take a little nice forward fold. Walk your hands over to the right. Let your head in between your shoulders. Over to the left. Now I'm going to take my toes, turn them out of that little wide side position. Take my weight back over your center. We're an edge, I think to the inside of myself. Because that's what we're going to work next. We got through those glutes and hamstrings, lower core. Now we're going to take to the insides of our thighs. Have fun. All right, like I said, we got through our glutes and our hamstrings. Now we're going to take it to the inside of our thighs. Bear with me. Got this. We're strong enough. I'm going to take that wide second position. I'm going to send my heels slightly forward. My toes are going to fall slightly back. I'm going to make sure that I really keep my alignment here super important. The hips are tucked. Shoulders over those hips. I'm going to let my arms move with me. I'm going to lunge down to that nice wide plie. Squeeze, lift up. Pay attention to my upper body. My shoulders are not falling off my hips. I'm picking it back up. Arms come out to that T. Squeeze, lift. Pressing up through my heels. I'm not zipping as I lift. And unzipping to the inside of my thighs as I drop it back down. And then find that lower, that lift. Let your focus here be on your chest staying lifted. If you do have to drop your chest, that's okay. Try to swing through your low back. Drop it all the way down, lift back up. Going 5, 4, 2 more, then hold it down. Last one here, little pulse of lift, and lift, lift. Keep pressing. My arms are strong. You have a 2-pound weight, follow bands around your wrist. Perfect. Closing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring my hands in here. I'm gonna take my right ankle, lift that, press my right into that second toe. Drop it back down. Switch over to my left. Drop it back down. Take it over to the right. Send it back down, over to the left. I'm finding a small pulse between. For 6, 5, 4, and 2. I'm gonna take that right heel, keep it lifted. I'm gonna open my arms and I'm gonna close. Open as I lower, lift as I close. Keep that heel lifted. We practiced this in the beginning of the class. Keep your weight forward into that big toe. For 5, and 4, last 2, and 1. Bring it back in, bring that heel down to switch it out. Lower, close, and open, close, open. Keep pressing. Focus on those hips. Keep those hips tucked. Weight is in that first and second toe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that heel down. And then lift both heels, drop both heels. Take that lift both, drop both. Move slow. If you have a chair, something to hold on to, you can do so. And drop those weights, do so. Do slow. Heels lift. Drop those heels back down. Bring them both up. Drop those heels back down. Gonna hit me now. You'll hit me later. Heels lift. Heels lower. For 2. Keep those heels lifted. Finish it out to your last push standing. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those heels down. Squeeze lift. Bring those heels back together. We're gonna turn everything to the side. That way we're on our mat the correct way. We're gonna bring it down. We will get you in. And in all 4s, be in position. So for that final home stretch, I know we've done a couple times right here. You can add weight or bands. For this last of the set, I'm going to require a band. So I'm going to grab the lighter Coach Madalene band, send it back over the tops of my knees, and then I'll find myself back in that kneeling position where I'm on all 4s. Before we get started, making sure that everything's in line. Shoulders over those wrists. Knees beneath your hips, but don't pull into your spine. Noticing my hips coming close to my ribcage. My neck is long, my gaze is forward. I'm gonna start that right side. I'm gonna start to take that right leg. I'm gonna kick it up against the band without my back scooping. I'm keeping my back straight. Drop it back down. So take that lift, drop it back down, lift, bring it back in. Going for about 8 here before I progress. So it's gonna be a nice big progressive load. So you wanna take this more advanced. So you're gonna start right away. Take those left hips tucked. Take that lift. You can do that here as well and stay there, or just send it all the way back down. I'm gonna take that opposite arm as a leg. Everything's gonna extend, drop it back in, lift and lower, lift and lower. I have my weight centered through my midline, a right and left leg, carrying that weight. I'm gonna lift, I'm gonna find that third dog. Squeeze everything in toward my belly button. Find that swoop to feel the crunch. Everything extends. Bring everything in. Find that reach. You're reaching for as long as you can. You can pull everything as tightly as you can. Taking that reach, bring it back in. All the way up, bring it back in. For 4, last 3, and 2, and 1. I'm gonna take my arm, like I'm pulling something tight on my side, extend it back out. I have that right leg lift all the way overhead, bring it back in. Take that reach, bring it back in. As I take that reach, I'm gonna try to sneak that leg in with me. So everything's going away, moving back to center. Away, move back to center. Take your time. Try to keep that knee lifted. Do a little bit more challenging. Keep that reach. Everything stays straight. Bring it back in. That band definitely makes it challenging. That's what it's there for. For 2, and 1. I'm gonna put my hand back down. I'm gonna center out my waist. Keep that right leg behind me. I'm going to rainbow that leg. My mat is a good placement for where I want my toes to go. The whole time I'm trying to keep my heel in line with my hip. I'm going to take that tap across over that left leg, back out to the side of that mat. Taking that reach, bringing it back in. You got your heel being in line with your hip as a good height. Take that reach, bring it back in. Core is engaged. We're getting to the end of class. Keep that chin off of your chest. for 5, and 4, last 3, and 2, and 1. Take it back, sink all the way back, take a little stretch, move it all on the other side. I will turn around so you can see it a little bit better. When you turn around, so you can see this as I'm working, and find that knee shape. We're in all 4s. So I know you're getting tired, but try to stay strong on this side, just like we did on our previous side. I'm gonna start now. That left leg is gonna come behind me. Heels in line with the crown of my head. I'm gonna take that kick, send it back down. Watch that left hip. You want to stay parallel to the floor. Take that reach, drop it back down. We're going through about sets of 8 here. You can get to 10, to 12, great. But try to let yourself go no less than 8 count. Take that reach, bring it back in. You're reaching to the back of that knee. Tightening that glute, sending it back down. I'm going to find my balance. My left palm supporting my right knee supporting me. My right arm's going to lift, my left leg lift, dropping everything back down. Take that reach, bring it back down, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower for 2, and hold it out. And everything's squeezing tight. You find that crunch, core is engaged. Find that cat back shape. Extend that neutral back. Pull everything in, and extend. Everything comes in tight, and you extend. You have 4, last 3, and 2, and 1. Hold that leg behind you, extend that right arm in front of you. I'm gonna pull something heavy down to my side. Reach back up overhead, pull something down, take that reach, keep that left leg lifted. You're halfway there, you have 4, and 3. You're gonna keep moving with that arm for 2. That leg's gonna move with us. Leg moves, and extend. Everything's going away from you. Pull it back to center. You have 6, 4, inhale as you reach, exhale, pull it back down. Inhale, reach, exhale, pull it back down. For 2, and 1. Plant that right hand down. You're gonna keep that left leg behind you. That's a bit of work. Find length in the back of that knee. So with that heel lifted, heels in line with the crown of my head. Let's take that mat as my mat. Tap that toe to the outside. Squeeze lift. Heel stays lifted. Drop back down. Squeeze lift. Drop it back down. My chin is lifted off my chest. Take that reach. Keep your hips stable. Try not to let them sway. They will a little bit. That's okay. Try to keep them still. Stay growing tall from the right knee. Not sinking back into that hip. You're almost there for 4, and 3, last 2, and 1. Sink it back, and you're good. You can take your band off.
Wait, before you take it off on camera, right?
Yeah, oh, we're...
Do you want me to cut for a second? You need a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I go into like, maybe a quad stretching for your 4?
Yeah, perfect. Love it.
Yeah. So band is gonna come off, set off to your side. We are finished with it, but we're gonna take a second to stretch so we can get into our quads and into the outside of our hips. That's what we're working with today. So starting, I'm gonna take this right foot and set it in front of me. Make sure you take time to take both sides. It's very important that you stay over that ankle still. I'm gonna take that bind as I start to kick that left heel into my boot. Take that round behind me. I'm gonna press my left hip forward. Bring that stretch on the top of my quad. Hopefully it's the top of my knee. Taking that stretch just for a couple seconds. Back to your eyes, come down to that elbow. Get a little deeper in that stretch. Just hold it here for a couple of breaths. Make your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales. And carefully send that foot back down. Sink my weight back into my heels. Now I get to into my hamstrings. Let your head fall heavy to the top of your knee. Send that head back a little bit further. You can flex your toes back. Getting more into your calf there. Then come all the way up. Now I'm just gonna come into a pigeon pose where I plant that foot down. Closer, have this heel in. And more challenging, further have that heel out. Take that forward fold to open up the back of that hip. Bring your hands come in front of you. Keep that lift. Whatever you want to do, however it feels good. Just trying to stretch through that hip. Drop it back down. I'm gonna lift, move everything to the other side. Starting with that quad stretch. So now I have that left foot forward, right knee's behind. Press my weight forward into my hands. Take that bind, reaching over beside myself, letting my heel into my glute. Make sure the knee is not too far forward. Keep everything nice and safe. Again, exhales much longer than your inhales. Think about your breath, where it needs to go. Think about the muscle that you're stretching, see your breath there. And drop that foot back down. Hand pants back down. Weight goes back into my heel. I bring my toes into the center of myself. I feel a nice good stretch there. Flex your toes back, really into that calf. I'm just thinking about sinking my heels back. Letting my head fall over the top of my knees. This is your last side. Give it just as much attention as you did that other side. I'll put myself forward, drop that knee down. Now into that pigeon stretch. Taking that forward fold one last time. Should feel hopefully pretty good on the back of your hip. So keep that neck long. Faces forward. Going down to your forearms. Or keeping the chest open. Try both. Come out of that stretch. Taking any other stretches you need to. Otherwise, thank you for joining a 20 minutes class on the Coach Madalene app. And have a wonderful day. See you next time.